réunir pour ce live training. Nous allons passer la journée autour de cette thématique.
So we'll be together today, but before going into more details, I will take a few minutes to share a few messages with you on sales and business. The first one is thank you. Thank you for your economic performance. So indeed, since the beginning of the year, we have grown by 2% or even 4% for Europe, so this is great, and thank you. We still have a great part of the year to do for the Black Friday and Christmas, and this is why we are together today to discuss together with the product manager on the increase of the biggest category in terms of revenue for the end of this year. So you will have the opportunity to talk with all the teams, so for fitness and solutions, and especially the product managers. This economic performance is driven by major categories, as you will see later on, with growth, two-digit growth. And for example, for the cardio category, it boosted the performance with plus 14.6 for Europe. So congratulations. So it's a bit more difficult for other categories, such as yoga or Pilates, but this end of the year will help us in switching the trend. But the message was thank you for this performance since the beginning of the year. I will take this opportunity as well to remind you of the three tactical approaches that we had for this year and that will carry on for the end of the year. Very simple. The first one around business and especially accessible prices. So how is it shown? You must have seen for the past few weeks we have decided to lower certain prices. These prices are focused on the 100 range. You have the example here with the DOMYOS jumping rope, which is €2 instead of €3, and we sold plus 15% quantities. Why? Because we identified that we're higher than the rest of the market on certain products, and so our idea is to reposition us as a major player on the fitness market. Second thing, as you know, the market, we see the price decreases everywhere, and this is why we decided, for example, that for the Black Friday period or Christmas, we would be very powerful with a whole series of special deals around big equipment. So feel free to contact your commercial manager in your country to gather this information and share it in store. But the stock will reach the stores, don't worry. Second strategy that is related to performance and really be even better in the major periods of the year. We have several tools that are available for even more growth, especially for the 213 categories. For the Raintree stores in particular, we have kits with 3 electric bands in it, and when you buy this kit, rather than the single product, you will see you will have 1 band for free, and the communication you have received for these Raintree stores communicates around this special deal. So feel free to highlight this in your stores. You have received it, and for stores that want to use that kit, feel free again to contact myself or Emily, our retail supplier, that can send you more stock. But the idea was to be even more powerful for the end of the year. Second solution that we offer is to focus on bundles. What do we call bundles? Well, this association of several products to create a bundle. So your store managers now can decide to go for these bundles, so feel free to contact them or challenge them so that you can implement them for the end of the year. Another strategy as well focused on customer experience, and here we communicated with your managers in your countries the implementation for the end of the year, highlighting the hero product, as you can see here, the Run 500 for the treadmills category. So feel free to check this implementation, which is available in my offer. So we have the 10 kilos kit as well. This carries on, and also you see the elastic bands where we have to really focus on this. Why? Because more than 46% of the quantities you will sell between now and the 1st of October, the 1st of October and the end of the year will be done in this category. So go for it. And lastly, and this is why we are here today, one of the tactics that we have designed, that you have designed as part of the Smart Learning project, is around product training. We had decided together to implement physical training and digital training. So this is why we are here together. We have this digital format because you expected it, so that you can have information on new products that have reached us or will reach you in your stores, but also give you a reminder of the strategic categories that will represent your business for the end of the year. And so this project, you know it already, it is this Smart Learning project. So we'll spend the day together. First of all, we'll have Loïc and Gérald. Then we will move with bodybuilding, and then cardio with Laurie and Caroline. Then we'll take some time to have lunch between 12 and 2, and we'll meet again at 2 p.m. for cardio training again, where we will focus on IFIT, the AMI that we entered in the cardio training offer, especially for the treadmills and the rowers, and we'll see that later more in details. And then to finish, we will have the after-sales services team with Emmanuel telling you more about all the tactics that were implemented by the after-sales service. So enjoy today, and we will start right away with Loïc, the project manager for bodybuilding. Thank you. The floor is yours. Good morning, everyone. I'm Loïc. I'm the project manager for strength and sports and equipment. I'm delighted to launch this day with you, and we will focus on the bench and the racks and all the small accessories that will try to give you as many tips as possible to succeed for the end of this year. We will start right away with the 100 bench. You know it already. It's already assembled. We only removed, as you can see, the two parts, and then you can practice right away. So it's ideal for those who want to begin in their room, in a very small space, 13 centimeters only. You can put it under your bed, and it can have up to 200 kilos. Then you will have the 500 bench, same thing, 220 kilos maximum, but this time 5 degrees of inclination and 2 degrees, so 2 different positions basically for the seat, so you can work on different types of muscles, and mainly the major benefit is that you can work your abs as well. So apart from the different muscles that you can work on for the top of your body, you can work on your guts as well. And same thing, you can fold it like this, and you can store it easily. It becomes really flat. You can put it away in a cupboard. So this is your 540. This is the one that you have to highlight with your teams, with the showroom, and so on. So 200 kilo or 220 kilos and 5 degrees inclination. This is the second product. Then afterwards you have the one that is the more robust. The 900 goes up to 300 kilos, 7 degrees of inclination. This one cannot be folded because every time you work on folding and so on, it's noisy and you lose stability as well. So this one is a high level of stability, and you can also move it around with, you can see the wheels. So 300 kilos max. This is the ideal bench, so 7 degrees inclination, especially with this part here, and 2 different positions for the seats. So 200 kilo, 220, 300 kilos, the inclination, 5 degrees, 7 degrees, and the abs position for the 500. And the second 540, the press folds, so this is the only one you will see in the range. There will be more in the second semester, but so far this is the only one in this category. You can see it here folded. So this one can be folded, so you want to store it away, then you can put it in this position. Otherwise you can push on the push pin as Mike just did, and you can unfold it easily. So you unfold it, and then you can start working. in the flat position, basically, as a bench press. If you want to, and this is a real added value compared to the other ones on the marketplace, if you want to put it in this position, you have the same benches or similar on the marketplace, but they do not have this inclination. This is a real specificity. You have to show it to your teams. You have to explain how you can do the movement to put it in this position, or you can even exhibit it like this in your showroom. Another element as well that makes a difference compared to the product you can see on the marketplace. If you put the bar here, you have two little bits here, as you can see, safety clips, and if you unload the weight, half of the bar, it doesn't move, as you can see. This means that it avoids safety accidents for you and for the environment around you, kids or even furniture and so on. So this is a European norm. So when you are competing with other products, with physical competitors or on the marketplace that do not have these safety pins, then these are products that do not comply with norms. One last thing, you can really adjust the height, and something maybe Mike will show you as well. If, for example, you go under the bench like this, to avoid switching, you can work on the ideal hand position. So it might be a bit different compared to what you can see at the gym, but it means your hands can be in the right position, and for the majority of people, this is the favorite position. And again, you can see the bar, and again, there's no safety issue, so you have your hands like this, and you can drop your bar in all safety. So this bench was 130 euro at the beginning of the year. Now it's 100 euro, while waiting for the future replacement at the second semester for 2025. But this bench still represents a huge part of the revenue, and for Christmas it's an ideal gift for parents to kids who want to start doing work. So it's ideal to start this bench plus the 50 kits or bars and weights. You can associate it with whatever you want, but bear in mind that really you have to highlight it. This is me for benches. We'll move on with racks. So this is the nice complement to benches. You must have seen this one before during the last Tech 3. So this is the rack, 120 kilos, can be folded with its patented systems. Mike will show you, and if you want to come closer with the camera as well. So you have the first movement with the foot. Here it's a push pin, so you push on the push pin and you can fold it like this. So when it's unfolded, it's just like at the gym. You don't need any safety pin. The maximum gap is ideal, same width as the ones you will see on the Rack 500 and the Cage 900. And you can unfold the product when you practice, and then you can fold it, and it takes not much room at all. So, and on the products you can go up to 1.60 meters for the bar, which is ideal height for a person like me who's 1.95. So you cover squat positions in particular for the tallest people. And you have a dual tongue here. So for the squat position, it means you can be in a safe position. You can re-rack here, but also in the bench position inside, it means that you can re-rack on the lower part. As you can see, for me here, the highest part with the 900 bench, you cannot re-rack here on this part. So we have this tongue here, which means you can re-rack inside when you are in a bench position. One last thing, but you have it on all the racks. If you have a bar of 50 millimeters of diameter, for example, Olympic bar, you can place it here, and you have the adapter here, 28, if ever you have 28 bars. So this product was patented, unique on the market. This is the new product. You will have to exhibit it and explain it, so you can organize some challenges with your teams for the person that folds it or unfolds it as quickly as possible. In your morning brief, you can do it. You have the video now. You can enjoy it. 120 kilos of maximum load, and then the second one, the 500, you know it already. already. Just as a reminder, we'll give you the demo to fold it and unfold it. It might seem difficult, so it's up to 200 kilos in maximum load. For the folding system, it's a bit different. First of all, you have to unplug here the pins here. You unplug them to free the bar, basically, and then you remove the pin here, the traction bar pin, and then you put it back, and then afterwards you pull on the central part, and that's it. And in the same way as the 120 rack in unfolded position, you can practice in safe conditions, but if you want to fold it away because you have limited space, you are in your office, or you want to put it away, then you can fold it. To unfold it, same thing. You unlock the push pins, the pull and turn, sorry, my mistake, says the speaker. Then you put it back, you lock it again, and then you place the bar, and the rack goes back to its initial position, and that's it. And you can start using it. So here, you might hear it moves a little bit. So you have to remember with your sales assistant in stores or customer to tell them to tighten this part, which makes it straight and it doesn't move anymore. So this rack again, so the folding system is a bit different, however, compared to the other one. So you have the traction bar. This is a real added value for this product. So 200 kilo versus 120 for the previous one. And you will see later on as well that you can add some accessories, which was not the case with the previous rack. So the last one in the category. So this is the rack 900. This is your gym at home, basically. You can practice in safe conditions. Inside, you have, as you can see, the safety bars if you drop the bar, so you know that already. And then, compared to the previous version, you have the lower part, as you can see, with the triangle that is supplied inside, and the upper part as well with the lacticillus bar, so you can practice on all kind of muscles, your back, your shoulders, with this one. And then afterwards you can work inside the rack in safe conditions, but if you want to work outside of it, you also have two bar holders if you want to work on your squats, for example. So traction bar for the so it was 130 kilo maximum before, and here it's 150 kilo for the user. So somebody who's 75 kilos can also use weights up to 150 kilos. So for experts in their garage or whatever that want to do tractions, it's the ideal product. So in what is supplied with it as well, you have the disc holders, as you can see on the side, and an adapter. Here we positioned bumpers, but if you remove the bumpers, you remove the adapter. You can also use it for 28 millimeters discs. And the same thing here, you have the adapters again for the lower part, so it can be 28 millimeters or 50 millimeters. I believe that is it for the rack, you know it. So this is the 540. It's the one in the category that you have to exhibit in store. And so maybe you don't need to have this product in stock, but you need to have it in your showroom too, so that people can try it, see it, practice on it, and realize that the safety that it provides is ideal, and you can really sell it like this. Now, what about the accessories? We finished with the rack, so we have this model where you can plug accessories. The first 540 of the accessories is these little tips that you know already. The kit tips is like this. You place it on your rack, and Mike will give you a demonstration, and you can complete. So you have your rack. Even in a limited place, you can do all your exercises, tractions, and so on. All right? So this is the first accessory, 50 euro. It's the ideal accessory. The second one, it's a new one. So we had the 50 euro one before. You must have received it for the past 2-3 weeks, and now we have it at 30 euro. We removed the safety net that was used by only 10% of customers. So you see the pulley here, and you have the first pin here. Oh. Go ahead. And then the disc on the pin, and you can pull your pulley and you can work on your triceps. Or even if you go to a lower position on the floor, you can even work with accessories on your back. Now, a little tip for those who'd like to also work on their biceps. You can just remove here the pulley and you can place it directly where you just switch basically the two sides, and Mike can then work in a bicep position. And that's it. So with this pulley, which is now 30 euro, you can put it on a rack or a traction bar. You will see with Gérard just after. On a tree outdoors, it was 50 euro, it's now 30 euro, so remember to sell it and to offer it every time you offer a rack or a traction bar. This is the ideal accessory for small places. And other accessories as well, but this time for the 900 cage, the first one is the landmine, which might be a bit more difficult to understand if you're not an expert. So you place the pin of the landmine, you secure it like this, and you place the bar in the landmine, and then you can assemble it together. You can put some discs, and then you work on all movements. Could be shoulders. You can also work with the triangle if Mike takes the triangle for all the traction exercises with the bar. So this is a product that really complements on top of the rack. This is when you place it on the rack, but just a little bit, a tip with the landmine, if you wish to work on it and you don't have a rack at home, then you still want to work with a landmine, you can just place the adapter in the disc of the 28 millimeter, and you can work exactly in the same way with the landmine. We have a question from Adele. She's asking the maximum load for the pulley. 100 kilos, always same maximum load that we had before. 100 kilos, it should cover. Yeah, I can never reach 100 kilos for most movements. Mike, maybe, but me, no. So we cover the vast majority of movements, no problem, especially at home, where you never go over 100 kilos. Now, landmine, I've just explained, and then small accessories. You don't always have them in your range, but remember to exhibit them in your showrooms all the same. Here, the traction handle, the pull handle, especially with the lower pulley, and obviously the triceps rope for all the exercises with the higher pulley. But these are small accessories. Again, somebody that buys a rack or this equipment will buy the accessories for sure. So the question is, are they going to buy it with us or with other brands or on the internet? This is it for me for racks. So again, 120 kilos, 200 kilos, 200 kilos. No accessories for the first one, accessories for the other two. This is the real added value. So try and explain, try and demonstrate, create videos in your regions and tutorials and so on to create a real buzz around this moment of the year that is the peak for equipment. And to finish, regarding accessories and complementary equipment, things that maybe you're not familiar with, the storage rack, maybe, and it works really well, which means you can store all your dumbbells. So 80 kilo the top part, so for kettlebell, all types of weights, and for the lower part you have pins to store up to 50 kilos, so 230 kilos in total that this rack can bear to store away your equipment. Be careful for the bumpers, you have one adapter that is supplied with it, it. For the bumpers, you have to place them outside. Given the gap between the pins, you cannot store 3 bumpers. So if you can store something else in the middle, but for the bumpers, it's on the external pins, or here you can store discs on the outer part and bumpers on the central part. Another tip as well, here this time no adapter. There's a central one, but if you don't want to use it, there's an adapter. Sorry, come again. There's a 50 millimeter bar on the right and 28 millimeters on the left. Same thing. So here you have an Olympic bar. You train. You're a CrossFitter and so on, but you want to go for curl biceps, then you can do this as well. So this accessory, €150, is in range 3, if I'm not mistaken, and you can really use it and complete the whole range. One equipment this time that is in range 4 that you must have seen for some of you in the latest Take 3 is the hip thrust bench. So from 180 to €150, so it can be a great product for Christmas, especially for customers that are maybe female users. So you can use it with bands. As you can see, there's storage at the bottom to store all the bands, and this bench is designed to practice on the wood platform, so you have to assemble the product like this, and once you have this wooden plate, it can bear up to 250 kilos on the back. So we worked on the ergonomics so that it's the right angle for movement for hip thrusts. However, again, as Mike shows you, you can secure the bands, and you can also work with hip thrust with a bar and elastic bands, so there's no weight but there's bands. And again, so don't sell the product on its own, you have to offer the accessories with it. So here these are hip thrust movements, and it works exactly in the same way with the bar. This product is very complementary, and it means you can also work on the bands. For example, if you want to work on lateral movements or on your shoulders, you never know where to tighten your bands at home. If you have this bench, you can work on the upper part of your body, as Mike is showing you just now. So you place the bands on the pin, and you can keep working on your biceps, triceps, shoulders, and so on. And the last one, this one is a real pride. It's very popular. It's the only gym floor on the market that is toxic free. For your information, this whole product is made of recycled material. This part here is what you can find on other products on the market, but this is rubber, but basically other products create maybe sometimes cancer, or so we put that part here on top, which is toxic free, and this is the only one on the market that is sold per unit. So if you want to have 2 meter 50, you can do it, whereas usually it's 1 meter on the market, and it's not easy to customize it based on the space you have at home. So these are sold per unit, and it's like a jigsaw so that it doesn't slide, but you see it's very easy to cut with a Steiner knife if you want, and if you don't want that jigsaw effect on the side. This is it for me. So there's a lot of products, a lot of information, a lot of things that you know already. Remember selling the whole offer, so with a bench plus a rack plus accessories, etc., etc. So this is the Christmas peak. Enjoy, and make sure that customers enjoy as well. Your teams in store need you. I'm counting on you to share the right messages, and make sure that people are comfortable with selling these accessories. And now Gerard is going to tell you about all these great products. Thank you, Loïc. With such a great range of products. Good morning to all of you. I'm Gerald. I'm a product manager for bodybuilding dedicated to accessories. I wanted to tell you about the 213, 214 and 270 categories. Bilal told you before that these categories is very important. It's 26% of the turnover for fitness and equipment, and 46% of your quantities for Christmas. So almost 50% that you will sell yourself for fitness and equipment that will come from this accessory range. So it's more than 40% of margin. We know that we need resources to finance our dreams, so these products contribute to that. This was for the economic part, but there's the satisfaction as well to bear in mind. These products are rated at more than 4.7 out of 5 by our users and consumers, so these are excellent products. Let me take this opportunity to thank you as well for all the work that you have been doing since the beginning of the year on these 3 categories and the great exceptional performance that you have reached. Now I will tell you about 3 categories of products that will really make a difference in terms of quantities and margin and revenue for Christmas. The first part is the training balls that you know already quite well for accessories. So the second part is an important part, which are the traction bars, and I will finish with abs. So let's start with chronic bands, so you know these products already. So we have them in 5, 15, 25, 35 and 40 kilos. They come in 3 parts. So 5 and 15 is to warm up, 25 and 35 is to work in a more intense way, and then 45 and 60 is for beginners that want to start enjoying doing pull-ups, but also for those who want to train at a higher level. What's important to bear in mind as well is that these products are very versatile. You can take them with you everywhere on holidays. You can put them in your bag. You can store them away easily as well at home. And before we carry on, I wanted to suggest that we look at Ellie. She's going to show you the 5 kilo band. First of all, she's going to train for biceps in particular. Ellie, over to you.
Donc là, vous voyez, vous pouvez travailler la mobilité comme le fait Elé, toute la
so you see, you can work on mobility
épaules.
With your shoulders and also biceps.
Alors là, on va prendre plutôt
so here it will be mainly
un élastique un peu plus intense avec le 15
more intense band with 15 kilos. So this is for the top of your body. But these products are very versatile, as I said, and you can also work on the lower part of your body, especially with Elé showing you, for example, here.
Des relevés de buste en travaillant
working here, as you can see, on the back and the thighs with the 15 kilo band. So this product, as I told you, you can use them for tractions as well, so to help you and support you in your training and go all the way. This can be a great finisher exercise for all the back muscles. Thank you, Elé.
Sur ces produits,
for these products,
quelques tips importants
just a few tips that you have to bear in mind. So these products are for more than 30k cycles. Compared to competitors that we have tested, especially hard discounters, in the test they broke after 7,000 tests. So there are other products with competitors, but they are not so robust. So 7,000 versus 30,000 for us. So there's a huge difference. This is the first thing. Second thing, these products are stored in stores, and we have 2 other norms. UV norms, so it means that you can keep them for longer. This is the first thing. And the second thing as well, which is ozone as well. Then I will conclude with 2 products that will be Ultra 540. They have started already. Bilal have mentioned it already. We created a pack, so 5, 15, 25, which means that you can begin with all your training, and then afterwards we have 15, 25, 35, which is more for advanced users. These 2 packs, why did we implement them is because we observed that customers bought 1 or 2, and if we only have 1, it's limited. You saw Elé can do the full training with 3 bands, but with 1 it's much more difficult. So this was the idea with these 2 packs and the commercial success as well that it had. So the market is absolutely huge, and the growth is plus 7%. So it's quite homogeneous between the European, Americas, and Asia areas. So very dynamic. This is it for the bands. Feel free. I mean, we have a team that is dedicated and available to answer all your questions. So feel free to ask your questions in the chat. Now let's talk about the pull-up bars. So this is a product that is also very interesting for this Christmas period. The sales price is higher. We have 5. So there's 2 parts. The first part, we have BT 100 in 70 centimeters or 100 centimeters. So this is the one that you can use in the frame of a door. It goes up to 100 kilos or up to 120 kilos if you add the 2 screws in the pack. So these are for the 2 bars that you can use on your door frame. You have the door pull-up bar that you can clip, and the resistance is 120 kilos. For your information, I decided to change this product at the beginning of the year 25 to bring more satisfaction, customer satisfaction, and also more safety around these products. So this was for the parts that is mainly at home, around your door. So the second category of products with the compact pull-up bar. So this one is the one that you put on your wall, and it's foldable. And the great thing is that you can fold it after using it, and also the in and out, which can be used outdoors. And she succeeded in all the tests so that you can use it all year long outdoors, independently of the weather. It doesn't rust, and it can remain outdoors all year long. It's important that you tell your customers as well. The share of this product is 7% of the global turnover for fitness equipment, so it's quite significant for our global turnover. So that was it for the first 2 parts, and I will finish with the last part for ab wheels. So the ab wheels means that our users can work on their abs, and if there's one muscle that is universal, wherever you are in the world, you always want flat stomach. I'm not talking about the 6-pack, but the idea is to really feel healthy and avoid back problems and so on. It's a great equipment. So it's universal. It's both for abs and for men and women and any age. So these products are fantastic. We have 2 products for ab wheels. First of all, we have the Evo 1 with the band, and Elie will give you a demonstration to show you how you can use this product. Here you have the band that is very tight, which means that she can be supported when she goes down, and she can work not only with comfort, evolution, and also the right position of the body. That is very important too. And if she, lengthened the position, then she can work even more intensely. So this is a product that is accessible for all. And then we also created another product, the Bi-Mode, Dual Mode wheel. It's even more compact. We call it Bi-Mode because it's got a simple mode, as you are seeing with Elie just now, which is very stable on the wheel, which means that you can work more on your abs because the band is not there anymore, and she can also make it more or less intense by changing the position of the wheels and by creating a higher instability, because you see it will be tighter with less support basically when she does the movement, and so she can also work on the sides, as you can see, and on all the muscles in her tummy. So again, we have 2 products that are fantastic, especially the Evo product. You can put it in your bag. It's designed for all. It's very Gen Z oriented as well. If you have youngest customers that want to start working on their apps, it doesn't take much room, and it's very much accessible. It is only 10 euro. A few tips. These products were tested on more than 100,000 cycles. They can resist more than 100,000 cycles, so you can get great apps with these products. That is it. I think I am finished for these three categories of products that will represent a huge part of our turnover. Thank you, Ele, for your demonstration. I wish you all a great Christmas period and great training, and I will see you again very soon, and I am available to you. I'll give the floor back to Bilal. Bilal, over to you. Thank you. Thank you, Gérald. I hope that you enjoyed this session, that you're having a great time with us. We will carry on. We will meet you again at 10:30 for the live on cardio. But before that, we will summarize all the tactics that were explained today. You saw all the products and how you could sell them and the focus on certain new products, such as the pack. But just as a reminder, so three main strategies. The first one around price accessibility. So this one is something that you can show with the pack that we just mentioned with Gérald. That has to be highlighted, especially for this category of product that is very much important for the end of the year. As a reminder, as Gérald told you, 46% of the quantities and the level of resources in margin is higher than 40%. So if there's one product you have to have in store, is this one. But there's many more, obviously. Many more. Why? Because you'll have a commercial event in a few events, the Black Friday, and as we saw, a lot of products that are here will be available in the Black Friday offer, so feel free to insist on them as well. It's an event that happens a lot on the internet, but you have an essential role to play in stores, and as trainers you have an essential role to play to share this information with all your teams. Second tactics, so stronger, be strong. Here we encourage you to highlight the bundles. Loic explained with the benches. You have the opportunity to sell the benches with the bars, the weights. This is your responsibility to have fun with all these categories and all these bundles of products that you have. You just have to contact your commercial manager in your country to grab all those offers. So use your imagination and go for it for those bundles, because the fitness market is built in this way, and so we can be even more efficient in terms of market shares if you do this like this with big equipment associated with accessories as well. And then lastly, last strategy around the famous and the customer experience. This is more focused on merchandising. As you know, there's one element that is essential for performance in the showroom, which is the fact that you have the equipment that is exhibited and high quality, that is to say equipment that is clean but also in the right conditions to test it with your customers and sell it. And even more than that, as we discussed earlier, the showrooming strategy. We are aware that you don't always have a lot of room in your stores, but we suggest a solution, which is the range 1 store to exhibit all the racks of range 2, because it will take exactly the same room, and the range 2, all the racks from the range 3 above the benches. So you have this opportunity at the end of the year to express almost the whole of the range, from range 1 to range 3 stores, whatever the size of your store. So this is very, very important that you can implement this for this end of the year, and obviously highlighting as well the 540, that is to say the Kit 10 and Kit 20 that are the 540 of the company that you should highlight at the end of this year. That is it for me. This is the end of this session. Thank you to Loic and Gérald as well as their teams for preparing this live, and we'll meet again at 10:30 for the cardio part with Caroline and her team around the treadmills. And then afterwards, Laurie for bikes, elliptic bikes and training. See you later.